The next topic is program design and structured programming. So as part of this particular topic, we have a software development life cycle. So which is nothing but SDLC, software development life cycle. The software development life cycle is a framework defining tasks performed at each step in the software development process. SDLC is a structure followed by a development team within the software organization. It consists of a detailed plan describing how to develop and maintain and replace a specific software. The life cycle defines a methodology for improving the quality of the software and the overall development process. The development life cycle, whatever we have seen, software development life cycle is also known as the waterfall model or software development process. So as part of the software development process, now let us see how the waterfall model will be written. The first and foremost step is system requirements. So after the system requirements, we need to go for the software requirements. After getting the software requirements, we need to understand and we need to design an architecture. Then after designing the architecture, we need to go for a detailed design. After going to the detailed design, next we need to perform a coding. Once the coding is done, then we need to go for testing. So once the testing is been done successfully, next we are going for maintenance as well as the deployment. So deployment is nothing but you are handing over the particular project to the end user. Now the system requirements, whatever we gather, so all the requirements should be according to the given problem statement. So the design part should be done according to the requirements and the coding part should be done according to the design. And testing, so in this we may do integration testing or unit testing, manual testing, all the testing should be done as part of the code in order to see the success of that particular project. Now once testing is been done successfully, then we are going to deploy and we need to also maintain the given software. So from top to bottom, you can see a new software is going to be developed. From top to bottom, a new software is being developed. So whenever you want any changes to be made on the existing software, then we need to go from bottom to top. So whenever we are traversing from bottom to top, then a new version is getting released in the market. So this is how any software development life cycle will be processed by any software industry. Similar to this software development life cycle, we also have program development life cycle. Now, when we want to develop a program using any programming language, we follow a sequence of steps. These steps are called phases in the program development. The program development life cycle is a set of steps or phases that are used to develop a program in any programming language. Generally, program development life cycle contains 6 phases. They are, the first one is problem definition. So in our throughout the programming, whatever we have done practically, so I have named it as problem statement. So problem definition or problem statement. And the next step is problem analysis. Next, third one is algorithm development. Next, fourth one is coding and documentation. Next, fifth one is testing and debugging. The last one is maintenance. So once we deploy it, we need to also check whether it is functioning properly or not. So these are the 6 program development lifecycle phases. So let us see each and every phase in detail. The first one is program, that is problem definition. In this phase, we define the problem statement and we decide the boundaries of the problem. In this phase, we need to understand the problem statement, what is our requirement, what should be the output of the problem solution. These are defined in the first phase of the program development life cycle. Coming to the second phase, problem analysis. In this phase, we determine the requirements like variables, identifiers, functions or arrays, whatever we require as part of our program, etc. to solve the problem. That means we gather the required resources to solve the problem defined in the problem definition phase. We also determine the boundaries of the solution. Coming to the third phase, algorithm development. During this phase, we develop a step-by-step procedure to solve the given problem using the specification given in the previous phase. So whatever the outcome of the problem analysis phase, that should be implemented as part of your algorithm development. This phase is very important for program development. The algorithm development phase is very important in the program development phase. That means we write the solution in step-by-step statements. Coming to the fourth one, coding and documentation. This phase, we use a programming language to write or to implement actual programming instructions for the steps defined in the previous phase. In this phase, we construct actual program. That means we write the program to solve the given problem using programming languages like C, C++, Java, etc. Coming to the fifth phase, testing and debugging. During this phase, we check whether the code written in previous step is solving the specific problem statement or not. That means we test the program whether it is solving the problem for various input data values or not. We also test that whether it is providing the desired output or not. So in the practical session, whatever we have done for all the programs, so I have executed with one or two test cases, which means whether the given output for first value, whether it is giving correct result or not, as well as whether it is giving for the another input. So we need to check whether your program logic is working fine for multiple logics. Similarly, multiple inputs. Similarly, we need to execute the different problem statements and check whether it is giving us the correct outcome or not. So that is the need of testing and debugging phase. Coming to the last phase, we have maintenance, deployment or maintenance. So during this phase, the program is actively used by the users. If any enhancements found in this phase, all the phases are to be repeated again to make the enhancements. That means in this phase, the solution, that is a program, is used by the end user. If the user encounters any problem or wants any enhancements, then we need to repeat all the phases from the starting so that encountered problem is solved or enhancement is added to the existing problem. So in the maintenance phase, we need to deploy the whatever the developed software or developed program to the end user, and if end user is facing any difficulty, then we need to make the modifications and we need to give it to the end user. So these are all the 6 phases in the program development life cycle.